Hello everybody and welcome to part 3 of my FTC programming tutorial videos. In this video we're going to talk about DcMotorSimple. The purpose of this video is just exposure to what DcMotorSimple is and how we use it in a program, and in the future we'll use it to write a full teleop program. I'm going to do this for a few different concepts before we actually start writing our own full teleop program. So the very first thing we need to do in our program when we're working with DcMotorSimple is we need to import it. I'm always going to show you whatever it is you need to import when I show a new concept. So for this is all you need to do. This gives us access to the DcMotorSimple class. The next thing I need to do in order to work with DcMotorSimple is I need to make a variable of that type. So this is what that looks like. Now I have a variable called test that is of type DcMotorSimple. You don't really need to worry about what that means right now. All you need to know is in the future, this test variable is going to hold reference to a physical motor that we have on our robot. So there's only two things we care about in DcMotorSimple. We care about set power and set direction. Now to set power, it's very straightforward. The function is just called set power. Now this value that we pass into it can be anything from -1 to 1. So 1 would be spinning clockwise at its maximum RPM, and -1 would be spinning counterclockwise at its maximum RPM. So I set to 1. Now our test motor is spinning clockwise at its maximum RPM. -1, it's spinning counterclockwise at its maximum RPM, and then I can put in any value between -1 and 1, so -0.5. Now it's spinning counterclockwise at half its max RPM, or +0.5. Now it's spinning clockwise at half its max RPM. You get the idea. The next thing we care about is setting the direction of the motor. So let's say we have 4 motors for our drivetrain and we need to reverse both of the left side motors so that forward for all of our motors is forward for the robot. So to do that, we're going to do set direction. Make sure you spell things correctly. And in order to get the direction, we actually need to get something out of a DcMotorSimple. So this is what that would look like, and what we need to get out is called direction. Now, direction is an enumeration that has 2 values, forwards and reverse. We don't care about the forwards value because that's what our motor is set to by default always, so we don't need to explicitly set it to be going forwards. But if we want to reverse motor, this is how we would do that. So now I have successfully reversed the test DcMotorSimple, and all that means is now if I go and set the power of it, let's do -1 or something like that. Now, instead of spinning counterclockwise, it's actually going to spin clockwise. Its clockwise has become its counterclockwise, and its counterclockwise has become clockwise. That's what setting the direction of a motor to reverse means. If you want more information about DcMotorSimple, you can check out the documentation page. The DcMotorSimple class is very, very, very simple. It only has 4 functions, and I just covered 2 of them. If you need any more help, let me know.